Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Mirror Protocol. And just before we do, we usually look at Bitcoin, but there's really not really much need. Bitcoin's in very good shape. You can just take my word for it right now. It's just completing a reverse head and shoulders pattern, and it's probably going to break out to the upside soon. So just bear that in mind. And also, if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor by any means. I've just been trading for over 15 years, and my goal is to help you become a better trader. So I have a trading community designed for that specific reason. So if you need a leg up, perhaps you need to get better fundamental skills of being a better trader, jump on in there, check it out. It's growing rapidly, and this is the last month on discount too for the price, so you can lock in your price for however long you decide you want to be a member. So check that out. Icing on the cake, though, I actually do send out signals for every single trade that I take too, so you can kind of share in that experience, kind of see what it's like to be a trader. Kind of fun. All right, so Mirror Protocol, let's take a look. This is a one-day chart, and something I just want to quickly note here, okay? Because it's important to look at the history. Its ICO date was April 19th, right? That was like basically 2 days after the first major Bitcoin sell-off. Then we got the May 12th for the Elon candle here, and May 19th for the China candle. So it didn't have the best opening start, right? So I would not discredit this by any means. I still think that it's probably going to be able to return back to $9 to $10. I think that's a very strong likelihood. And the fact that the price is where it's at is even still very affordable. So big picture, I still think that this coin has a lot of potential, and it's probably going to be a big one. Regardless, I stand, I'm finished. So let's go ahead and just jump into the regular stuff here. Enough about that. So 50-day 7 moving average on the one-day chart. This is a great sign. Price is above that right now, okay? So we like to see that. That's very good. That's part of the reason why we could see the price increase here as well. Furthermore, RSI is still under 70, but well above 50. So we're up back in the upper echelon, which is fantastic. It's always very, very helpful to have the price over 50. On the RSI, it's kind of an invisible support and resistance level, right? 70 can work the same way as well. So if we can break above 70 with another couple of days of momentous trends, and we can pretty much be in pretty good shape, right? So just note that this coin also has a very strong social sentiment right now, and that is driving the price, right? So it's all the buzz, all the rage, and we're going to see likely a continuation here. My guess is we're going to see this one continue. So let's go ahead and take a look and find out if there's anything else we can disseminate. Same indications on the 4-hour chart. We're above both moving averages. That's great. Up over 70 RSI doesn't matter. Just in the simple fact that we obviously had about a 20-30% increase today. But we did have a MACD convergence at 1 a.m. yesterday. So we're just going to mark that really quick, because I like to kind of see the correlation between this and the Ichimoku cloud. So if you've watched my videos before, which I'm sure some of you have, then you'll know where I'm going with this, but let's see if it comes through all right. In other words, the 4-hour MACD convergence, first of all, is probably one of the most fundamental things you could use. It kind of tells you there's a shift in bullish momentum. In other words, the bears are conceding, the bulls are taking control because the volume shifts bearishly to bullish, right? In other words, right here in this time frame, we saw a shift in momentum. Okay, that's why the price continued upwards after that. All right, moving forward though, if we take a look at Ichimoku cloud, it's a little off, but still close, right? I would say within about 5 to 8 hours, just shortly after the MACD convergence, the price broke above the cloud. And the cloud is effectively just a way in which to understand if it's good buy signal or sell signal. That's all there is to it. So when you enable the cloud for the first time, just so you know, it has a lot of moving parts. If you just disable the first 5 indicators, it'll look a lot less, I don't know, junky, whatever you want to call it. It's nice and clean, if you will. And that being said, that basically just shows that the price is right above the cloud. So when it's above the cloud, price is considered a buy signal, right? When it's below, it's considered a sell signal. For lack of better terms, that's a general idea. Now, you don't have to just go with that mindset every time. It's not right. What you do is use it complementing other things. In other words, when we got the MACD convergence about 4 to 8 hours before the price breaks above the cloud, that would be a double buy signal. That's basically a double rainbow, something that really speaks to you, right? Something that's nice, that you like a lot, and that's what that is. So simply put, look for that in the future. I know hindsight's 2020 doesn't help us now, but those are things you want to acknowledge. Something also to acknowledge is the fact that if the price were to consolidate and go sideways, it will likely bounce off the cloud and effectively continue to the upside. On bullish trends, we see that happen more often than not. And I would dare say this is a starting of a bullish momentous trend. Okay, so just something to note. That's kind of where we're at. And if we take a quick look at TD sequential, we'll see we're at a 6. Therefore, we probably have about 3 to 4 more hours worth of bullish momentum. Okay, so keep that in mind. The price could continue upwards. It got a little too high for its britches here, and you can see that really long candle. It tried to go too high. what was it? Icarus flew too close to the sun, right? Something into that lines. And if you can kind of see, we got this little ascending pattern forming right here, right? So looking pretty good, all things considered. Now that's just small stuff, small tuna in a big pond. But let's go ahead and take a look here at the big picture first of all, and let's see if there's anything else we can kind of note for major resistance levels. So something to also understand that we have a pretty strong resistance at about 449, so just round number 450. So the price were to continue to progress upwards, we might see a slight resistance there. So if you're going to consider taking a position or have a position open, a take profit target would be just under that range, right? I set my take profit targets just below major resistance levels all the time, and it works out very well because it typically will trigger. So if we're looking here, we see what, maybe 445 would be a really good take profit target, right? And don't laugh at it, but that would be roughly about a 15-16% increase. That's quite significant considering how low mirror is, right? So mirror protocol is very, very low, all things considered again. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at, I would say, potential, right? So if we were to look at the last, week of trading, what would the next week of trading look like? Look at that interesting coincidence. This major resistance level falls right on the Fibonacci of 1.272. That's a really common resistance level. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to take a look here and see. So for the next week, I would say better case scenario, obviously we need to see a little bit of consolidation first, maybe somewhere in here in this channel. But if we get a break to the upside and it were to kind of continue up, we could see about 585 within the next week, possibly even more, depending on how much further you go out, right? Now that's a pretty significant increase. That's somewhere in the range of 50%. So I'd be very content with that. In fact, I might actually consider sending this as a signal to my community, just because I do like a lot of things that I see here so far. Plus, with the social sentiment being so high, this is a very, very talked after coin, if you will. Then I'd recommend considering doing something yourself. But if you're already in, just say for example you got in somewhere in the 275 range, I would consider holding and just keep adding to your position, because I really think it's a strong likelihood we're going to see $10 within the next, I don't know, few months. It's hard to say exactly how soon, but generally speaking, there's not a lot of resistance outside of the $5.40 range, right? You can see it just kind of fell off a cliff, and that's again because the China candle on May 19th. That happened to a lot of coins. So what I'm noticing is coins that have ICO dates somewhere in the April-May range, they all kind of got screwed over because the fact that they opened really high, at least it feels high, and the price just went way down from there. So most of those coins that were introduced during that time frame have the most potential to 10x, I guess you could say, right? And don't get me wrong, I'd much rather invest in a Solana that's breaking its all-time highs. I prefer that because those are easy gains, those are almost guaranteed. This is a bit of a wild card to an extent, but also very much reliable in the sense that I think we're going to see, if nothing else, this increase here from where the price is at least test this resistance. So you should be able to get an easy 16% in the next week. That's my guess. But again, better case scenario within the next week, a good strong estimate would be right around about 580. Okay, so roughly about $5.80. Pretty close. All right, so that's kind of what we're looking at here for Mirror Protocol. Hopefully you found this beneficial. If you do, like and subscribe. Feel free to join my Telegram community, or it's facilitated through Telegram. I send all my signals through there, but it is basically just a trading community that I help you with, right? So I have an instructional video somewhere up here. You can check that out too, see if you like it. But it's taken off, and it's a really cool experience for everyone, especially myself, because I actually get the chance to teach people more hands-on what it's like to become a better trader. All right, thanks again for your time. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.